What if I told you there are powerful beings chained beneath the Euphrates River, awaiting their final judgment? These aren't myths or legends, but biblical beings, fallen angels who defied God himself. Their story isn't just one of rebellion. It's a tale of power, betrayal, and consequences that echo through eternity. Led by Lucifer, these four angels chose a path that would seal their fate in darkness. But what drove them to challenge the Creator? And why are they still bound to this day? Join us as we uncover the truth behind the fallen, the mysteries that surround them, and the lessons their story holds for us all. The story of the four fallen angels chained by the Euphrates begins with a powerful rebellion in heaven, led by Lucifer himself. These aren't just any angels. They were once mighty, serving God with authority and splendor. But driven by a desire to challenge the Creator, they chose to defy their divine purpose. This act of rebellion sealed their fate, chaining them in a place far from the heavenly glory they once knew. The Bible hints at these fallen beings, leaving us to wonder, what were their motives, and why did they follow Lucifer? These four fallen angels were not ordinary beings. They held power that once reflected the grandeur of their Creator. Led by Lucifer, their decision to rebel marked a point of no return. The rebellion was more than a simple act of defiance. It was a battle for dominion, an attempt to overthrow the order established by God. Their story, found in ancient texts, serves as a cautionary tale about the dangers of pride and ambition. Imagine having everything, yet risking it all in a pursuit for more. That's the path these angels took. Now chained by the Euphrates, these fallen angels await their ultimate judgment, a fate intertwined with Lucifer's rebellion. Their choice to challenge God's authority placed them on a course that would forever separate them from divine grace. This ancient tale echoes through time, reminding us of the consequences of turning away from God. And as we look deeper, we begin to see how their actions set the stage for the dramatic events that would follow, pulling us into the next chapter of this epic story. Lucifer's rebellion in heaven was a turning point, born from a place of pride and ambition. Once a magnificent angel, his beauty and authority led him to desire power equal to God's. Imagine the allure of being almost supreme, yet longing for that final step to absolute dominion. The Bible tells us Lucifer's heart grew vain, and in his quest for power, he convinced other angels to join his cause. This wasn't a mere disagreement. It was an all-out attempt to seize control of heaven itself. With Lucifer at the helm, these angels launched an insurrection that shook the heavenly realms. Their rebellion was bold, defying the order that had been set by God since the beginning of time. The decision to follow Lucifer came at a high cost, leading them into an irreversible fall from grace. This celestial war serves as a reminder of how pride can cloud judgment and turn even the most revered beings against their Creator. It's a sobering thought. If angels could fall, what about us? This act of defiance set the stage for an eternal struggle between good and evil, with Lucifer now known as Satan, the adversary. He and his followers became outcasts, cast down and separated from the divine light. Their story continues to impact us, showing how choices driven by pride and selfish ambition can lead to devastating consequences. And as we delve deeper, we see how Lucifer's rebellion influenced not only the heavens, but also the world of humanity that would soon come into play. The Watchers, led by the angel Semjaza, played a pivotal role in shaping humanity's early days. These angels, sent to observe, became entangled in earthly matters, drawn to human lives and desires. Instead of remaining as distant guides, they began sharing forbidden knowledge, teachings that humanity wasn't prepared to handle. This knowledge, which included secrets of the natural world, was powerful yet dangerous, altering human society and sowing seeds of corruption. Imagine having access to wisdom but lacking the strength to use it wisely. Through their teachings, the Watchers introduced knowledge that transformed humanity, but not always for the better. Skills like weapon-making and sorcery led to a rapid rise in violence and moral decay. The Bible recounts that these forbidden teachings disrupted the natural order, turning humanity towards paths of greed and conflict. It's as if the Watcher's actions unleashed a Pandora's box of consequences, proving that not all knowledge leads to wisdom. Their influence shows us that power without responsibility can bring chaos. Their interactions with humanity ultimately gave rise to the Nephilim, giant beings that embodied the union between divine and mortal. These Nephilim became symbols of unchecked ambition and power, further corrupting the world around them. The Watcher's story serves as a timeless lesson on the dangers of overstepping boundaries, even for angels. And as we continue, we'll see how another fallen angel, Azazel, added to this descent by teaching humanity even more destructive ways. Azazel's influence on humanity was both profound and perilous, as he introduced skills that shifted society's focus towards vanity and violence. By teaching people how to craft weapons, Azazel paved the way for an era of warfare and conflict. Imagine the first time humans held weapons crafted for battle, an invention that changed the course of human history. His knowledge empowered humanity in ways that should have brought progress, but instead deepened aggression and rivalry among people. Along with weapons, Azazel introduced cosmetics, a seemingly innocent addition with far-reaching effects. These teachings encouraged vanity, sparking an obsession with beauty and self-image. The Bible notes that this desire for physical appeal was a distraction from spiritual values, leading people to value appearances over virtues. Azazel's influence made society turn inward, prioritizing self-adornment over humility and inner growth. This shift echoes in today's world, where outer beauty is often valued over inner strength. Azazel's actions demonstrate the impact that misused knowledge can have on society, steering it away from God's intended path. His influence wasn't merely about tools or beauty. It reshaped people's hearts, fostering pride and leading them away from divine guidance. The story of Azazel reminds us to be cautious about how we apply knowledge in our lives. As we explore further, we'll see how these corrupted teachings contributed to the world's downfall, culminating in a catastrophic event that would attempt to reset humanity. The corruption brought by the fallen angels, especially through the influence of the Watchers and Azazel, reached a point of no return, leading to widespread moral decay. Humanity, now armed with forbidden knowledge, indulged in violence, pride, and self-destruction. This corruption was so intense that it disrupted the natural balance of God's creation. The Bible recounts that as wickedness spread, God chose to intervene, seeing that humanity had strayed far from its intended path. Imagine a world overwhelmed by chaos, where divine intervention became the last hope. God's response to this overwhelming corruption was the flood, a powerful reset intended to cleanse the earth of the sin that had taken root. The flood wasn't just a punishment. It was a necessary act to restore order and purity to creation. For believers, this moment is both sobering and hopeful, a reminder of God's justice, but also His mercy in giving humanity a new beginning. The flood stands as a symbol of both judgment and redemption, illustrating the lengths to which God goes to preserve His creation. The story of the flood serves as a reminder of the consequences of turning away from God and the importance of aligning our lives with His will. It's a call to self-reflection, prompting us to consider how we live and what we value. As we continue this journey, we'll see how even after the flood, the influence of the fallen angels lingered, shaping human history in ways that still resonate today. Even after his fall, Azazel's influence lingered, symbolically representing humanity's ongoing struggle with sin. In ancient Israel, the Day of Atonement ritual featured a scapegoat, symbolizing the sins of the people. This goat, chosen to bear the collective guilt, was sent into the wilderness, a reflection of the separation between sin and God's people. The Bible notes that this ritual was intended to cleanse the people and restore their connection to God. Imagine watching this solemn ceremony, knowing that it symbolized a fresh start for the community. Azazel's association with the scapegoat reflects his enduring impact on humanity, reminding believers of the persistent battle against sin. This ritual wasn't just an act of cleansing. It was a visual representation of sin being cast away, an acknowledgement of human imperfection. The image of the scapegoat walking into the wilderness is powerful, showing the need to confront and remove what corrupts our souls. Just as the scapegoat bore the sins of Israel, it points to the human desire to rid oneself of guilt and start anew. This ancient ritual serves as a timeless reminder of the cost of sin and the lengths to which humanity goes to seek redemption. The story of the scapegoat resonates today, symbolizing our constant need for forgiveness and inner renewal. As we continue exploring, we find that the fallen angel's influence wasn't erased with time. Instead, it continued to shape humanity's journey, leaving questions about justice and redemption that reach into the final judgment. The fate of the fallen angels is intertwined with a prophecy of ultimate justice. The Bible reveals that these angels, who defied God, await a final judgment where they will face eternal consequences. Chained and held in darkness, they are symbols of rebellion against divine order, waiting for the day when justice will be fully realized. This prophecy isn't just about punishment. It's a reminder that every action has consequences in the grand scheme of God's plan. Imagine knowing that every choice echoes through eternity. The concept of eternal punishment raises profound questions about justice and mercy. For believers, the fate of these fallen angels is a warning about the dangers of straying from God's path. This final judgment underscores that divine justice is unwavering, a truth that brings both comfort and caution. The story of the fallen angels shows us that while God is merciful, there is also a line that, once crossed, leads to irreversible consequences. Their fate is a testament to the seriousness of God's law. As we reflect on this final judgment, it calls us to examine our own lives and choices. The story of the fallen angels isn't just an ancient tale. It's a timeless reminder of the importance of aligning our lives with God's will. The final judgment of these angels serves as a profound message, one that urges us to seek God's grace and live with purpose. And so, the journey of the fallen angels concludes, but it leaves us with questions about our own path and the eternal impact of our decisions. After learning about these powerful fallen angels and their choices, it's natural to question our own paths. Are there moments when we let pride, ambition, or desire lead us astray from God's guidance? Their story serves as a reminder of the impact our decisions have, not just today, but eternally. Imagine what your life could look like if you embraced humility and sought a path aligned with divine purpose. If this journey has sparked curiosity and reflection, remember that knowledge is only the beginning. Will you let this understanding shape how you live and grow in faith? Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to stay connected and explore more of these powerful insights that can transform your spiritual path.